Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever it is you're watching from, and welcome back into Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome into the SIMRIGS V8 Veterans Split 2 action for Season 28 as we get underway here this afternoon for Round 1 live from Mount Panorama, Bathurst, as we prepare ourselves for the next 10 rounds in the 18th season of Split 2. It's an anniversary season. The Split 2 can finally officially vote, it can officially buy alcohol. Can it officially give us another hot run this season to crown another Split 2 champion? Hamish Munro here with you alongside Brett Fisher as always. And Brett, it's a special time. We're back again for Split 2 here in the Vets. Season 28, the 18th season of Split 2. It's a special time to be back, and what a special place to start it at. 2 seasons in a row, we begin at Mount Panorama.
Bathurst, season 28. I am absolutely pumped again. I can't wait. This is going to be good. It's going to be a good season. There's a lot of, as we've talked about before, there's a lot of shakers and movers. Things have gone up, things have gone down, a few things have gone around and around. And I can't wait to see where all the coins land.
Well, it's going to be a huge season, of course, and we've got quite a few things to run through here this evening, of course. Let's quickly run you through the schedule for this season. Obviously, it's an Australian-themed season. Round 1 here at Bathurst, 150 Ks, 25 laps here this evening we'll be racing for. Next week, well, we go to Victoria, also known as Mexico to those that are north of us, for Mexico City for round 2 to mimic the Albert Park Street Circuit.
Incredibly ironic.
I know, very ironic, isn't it? 200 kilometres, it states 64 laps, but I believe it's actually less than that. It's getting double-checked in the back end. Then we go for round 3 to Tailem Bend for the international layout, the previous layout used by supercars for 200 kilometres, 41 laps. Round 4, we have a sprint round returning at Winton Motor Raceway up in the north of Victoria for a 30-minute heat and then a 45-minute feature race as well. That'll be a fun one to go for. How will Fuel Strategy go for that race? That'll be interesting. Round 5, Phillip Island, the track we've been to the most here in Vets. 200 kilometres, 45 laps to mark our halfway point of the season. And then return to Tailem Bend for round 6 for the GT circuit, the second longest permanent race course in the entire world. 200 kilometres, 26 laps there out at the Bend. Round 7...
Well, hang on. I reckon I'm going to get lost.
Oh, you might.
In round 6.
You may end up at Wanneroo Raceway in Perth, Brett. That might be how lost you get.
Probably.
Round 7, we finally see Oran Park make its performance debut in the modern era of V8 Veterans. 150 Ks, 58 laps. It was run in the mini-series in between seasons, and it was a cracking race. I watched it along. It was brilliant racing. It's going to be fantastic at that point of the season, especially knowing that we have a slightly smaller grid, so it should be less chaotic but more great racing. Round 8, Sandown International Raceway out of Springvale, Victoria. 250 kilometres, 81 laps, a half distance 500 to mark the beginning of the endurance portion of the season to the season's end. Round 9, we do 78 laps once again of Adelaide Street Circuit for 250 kilometres, and then we return to Bathurst for the finale, 300 kilometres, 49 laps to mark the end of the season. And I was pottering around in my brain trying to think, Brett, which track this season are we more than likely going to find rain at this season? There are 2 circuits at the top of my mind, at the front of my mind, of what we're going to see rain at. Either Phillip Island or Sandown, I think, are going to be our wet race this season.
Well, the times that I've been to races at the Sandown track, and the amount of times it's rained, it'd be very ironic yet again.
It would. It would.
How good is this? The final 3 races going to be?
Spectacular.
Hey, that is going to be absolutely fantastic.
The final 4, I am put back to 2006. Or even 2006, Craig Lowndes versus Rick Kelly for the Supercars Championship. But those final 4 rounds, those final 4 tracks, even with Phillip Island in there too, this is pure mid-2000s bliss for the majority of this season, with some modern stuff in there with the Bend and then even Mexico City as well for that national layout too. It is a spectacular calendar. It is subject to change, of course, as it often is in case something happens with iRacing maintenance or something like that happening on a Thursday night as well, so that stuff can happen. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes about for some
Imagine
people
if we
out
had
there.
Imagine if we had driver changes in the last 3 races.
Oh, I know, right? Imagine. How,
Yeah.
Spectacular. Let's have a look here. Of the last 18 seasons of Split 2, the first 3 seasons, they were prior to the locked-in split era of the veterans. They were where you pre-qualified on the night. If you were fast enough, you went into Split 1. If you were too slow, you went into Split 2. Craig Healy, Aidan Rice, the only ever 2 champions to come out of that era of it. Then we get to the point where I think the real stats start to matter. The locked-in split era from season 11 to right now at season 28. 2 times we have had 2-time champions. Matt Scholes, Rick Sibber. Rick Sibber in the first half of the life of Split 2. Matt Scholes in the second half of the life of Split 2. And looking at all these lists of drivers, it is an incredible amount. And I'm going to have to correct myself off of last season, Brett, because I actually got a statistic wrong for the first time in a long time. I stated that Old Mate and Sons, I believed, only had now 2 championships in Split 2, that being Gary Buckland and Jason Strange. They actually have 4. They have the most of any team in Split 2. Buckland, Muggleton, Strange, and Grech all won it for Old Mate and Sons, and I found that out yesterday when scrolling through some statistics. So they are actually the most successful team in Split 2 history, and they sit currently... I'm waiting for confirmation of either equal second or equal third overall for teams to win championships in Vets. So they're up there, and they've been one of the longest running teams in Vets as well. So it's quite interesting how that can play out. We have some interesting talking points as well in the quick little build-up before we get into the race start here this evening as well. So there we see our previous champions, Brett, that are in Split 2 this season. We have 4 previous Split 2 champions this season in Split 2. Matt Scholes, former 2-time champion, wants to become the first 3-time champion. Halil Cesar, former champion. Steve Grumley, former champion. Todd Duggan, former champion as well. Then there's other split champions that are in here too. Matt Day, last season's Split 3 champion. Nathan Favero, the season prior, won Split 3. Abel Verban, the season prior to that, won Split 4. Pete Baxter, so many moons ago, won Split 3. Brett Taylor won Split 3. Chris Blanchard won Split 3 as well. 10 different former champions, 4 of which have won Split 2 prior. One of them has won it twice. Are we going to see another 2-time champion this season? Are we going to see a 3-time champion for the first time? Or are we going to see a new champion once again?
I'll tell you what. After seeing the practice times on Thursday night, I think I counted nearly 31 or 32 cars within a second of each other.
Well, I'll give you a quick interesting stat before we go through the key stats here as well, Brett. We often mention how history can repeat itself. Every time Old Mate and Sons has won a Split 2 championship, so season 14, 17 and 23, a team and driver the season after has won their first Split 2 championship.
Yeah, right.
So if history were to repeat itself, it doesn't sit on the history's side for Matt Scholes, Halil Cesar, Steve Grumley, or Todd Duggan. Although it would count as the team's first championship, as Todd Duggan is racing under the Garage 511 banner for this season. Give you a quick couple of key stats to think about throughout this season. Most wins in a single season sits with Logan Barnett, who won 7 races back in season 22. Least wins to a championship went to Shane Randall 2 seasons ago when he won 0 races and still won the championship. That'll be hard to beat. You can only manage to equalise it if you were to do that. I guess, could you have a win taken away from you and go to a -1? Most championships won by a driver. Rick Sibber with 2, Matt Scholes with 2. No one has ever won 3. Most championships for a team, as I said, Old Mate and Sons, they're 4-time champions here in Split 2. Longest run of different winners. We mentioned for 2 seasons in a row, Brett, we had the first 6 races of the season. We had different winners. Guess what, though? As a part of that happening, we actually went through a double run of having 12 races in a row of different winners from both round 4 of season 24 to round 5 of season 25, and then round 5 of season 24 to round 6 of season 25. Both of those chunks had 12 different winners in them, headed up and tail-ended by Bruce Tannick. So it's quite remarkable how that can happen. We mentioned longest run of different winners in a single season. That was 6 times, both in season 24 and season 25. Most wins in Split 2 ever sits with Stephen Grumley of 13. Most consecutive wins in Split 2 is Stephen Kennedy with 4. He did that back in season 19 when he went on to win the championship. Average finishing position you need to win the championship is at or over P6.3. So I found everyone's average finishing position, Brett, for their championship season, and it spat out that you need to be P6 or above to win the championship in Split 2.
I've got some work to do.
Yep. Lowest average finish to a championship, though, was actually Stephen Grech back in season 14 in our edited 9-round season after we missed the final round. He had an average finish of 13.1. And an interesting stat for you off of last season for average finishes, Bruce Tannick finished last season with an average of 9.3. Gary Buckland, the eventual champion, actually finished with an average of 10. So that shows the importance of a good performance in the final round. That shows you how important it is.
Oh, when you have a look at those stats, and it's actually mind-bending. Yeah. It is crazy.
It's
absolutely
seriously crazy. Let's have a quick look at our track map here tonight, of course, from Mount Panorama Circuit here in Bathurst, New South Wales, around about 3 hours to the west of Sydney CBD. And you find yourself in country New South Wales, of course. You're actually pretty much an equal distance almost from Wollongong to Newcastle to go to Bathurst. Either direction is around about the same, as we find ourselves onto one of only a few street circuits here on the iRacing service. It's a country road circuit, though, for Mount Panorama, a very historic racing circuit too. It all starts, of course, on the main straight as then you lead up towards Hell Corner at turn 1 for the first time. We don't want to see any biffing and barging through here on lap 1, maybe later in the race, but not lap 1, please. Larko said it best, if you can't tattoo it under your eyelids to have a bit of patience into turn 1 of a race at Bathurst, don't start the race. Up Mountain Straight we go towards Griffin's Bend at turn 2. This is where we'll often see some dramas as well of drivers getting loose or getting caught out with locked brakes and ending up in the wall. Quite a few of them happened last night in Split 4 if you missed that action. Through turn 3 at the cutting, where famously Greg Murphy and Marcus Ambrose came together in the early 2000s, ended up having that famous argument on the side of the road. Bit of biff. We love the biff. Yeah. Through turn 4 we run, and then up through turn 5 and 6 into Reed Park. Through the fast run of 7 and 8 of Solomon Park, turn 9. Up to McPhillamy at turn 10, and then you begin the descent back down the mountain again through Brock Skyline at 11, the S's of 12, 13, and then the Dipper at 14 and 15. And then through 16 and 17, where off of 15, if you recall, Chaz Mostert crashed during qualifying quite a few years ago. Actually, that was about 10 years ago now.
God, was it that long ago?
Yep.
Holy crap, I'm
10
old.
years ago.
That was an absolutely unbelievable crash, and I remember watching that a number of times and just seeing his actual leg break, you know, and then flopping around. It just, oh my God.
Unbelievable.
You know, it was so violent, you know, and I'm sure there's been other, you know, pretty horrific sort of crashes, you know, not only at this track and other tracks, but just that one sticks out in my mind, you know, and he was, yeah. But that's what you got to do is commitment, and it's only millimeters away from being, you know, well, it's like when you're a madman, aren't you? You're well, I am a madman. When you, what am I trying to say here, Hamish? There's only a small difference between being mad and a genius.
Yeah.
And it's the same sort of thing in racing, isn't it? You know, like
it depends which direction you want to go, isn't it? It's like, where do you want to push your limitations? And through that section, that is where your limits really get pushed. In the Forest Elbow at turn 18 through turn 19, where Dick Johnson famously hit the rock and ended up in the tree. And then down Conrod Straight we go, up towards the fastest corner in Australian motorsport history, the Chase at turn 20, 300 kilometres per hour. Drivers will be hitting here this evening into the braking zone of turn 21 and 22, and up towards Murray's Corner at turn 23 as well. It is running at around about a 90% chance of a safety car here this evening. We have gone safety carless before here at Bathurst, but it's very rare that it does actually happen. And with lap 1 being critical lap tonight, pit strategy is going to be absolute key, as will track positioning as well. I think pitting early to get yourself track position, that is going to be one of the key factors to victory here this evening if you want to take it out here at Bathurst. It was opened back in 1938, 6.2 kilometres or 3.8 miles in the old language, 23 turns for an anti-clockwise direction, and well, it is one of the most famous Australian courses in terms of motorsport history as well. Qualifying is about to come to an end, and we're going to get ourselves ready for the race start here tonight out at Mount Panorama for round 1. And looking at our start grid, it is as follows. Craig Friend and Chad Viger will make up the front row of the grid for an all-Mustang front row here this evening as they'll prepare themselves for the first round of the season. To row 2, we'll find Scott Weston New colours on that car for this season, as was for Craig Friend as well. We'll look at that one throughout the night, I'm sure. Mick Clifton as well, P4. Good finish to his season. He'll be hoping for a hot start here tonight for season 28. Row 3 in the top 6 will then find Stuart Hall, no longer of Nova Sim Sports, now a privateer, starting alongside Stephen Kokoschke for the top 6. Row 4 will then find Ben Brook and Tony Chapman for our top 8 cars on the grid order. And for the top 10, it's made up of James Boardman and Scott McKenzie here this evening. Row 6 in the top 12, we then find Tim Mulford returning from split 1 down to split 2. He'll start alongside Craig Miller for our top 12. To row 7 in the top 14, it's Roy Clark starting alongside Shadow Racing's Andrew Galley in the top 14 positions here tonight. Top 15 made up by Simon Heddersheed returning from split 1, starting alongside former now of age driver, former race controller Joe Mahoney, starting out of P16. He's race controlled this split before. He's finally of age to race it, and he'll start on the 8th row of the grid here this evening. Row 9, top 18, Matt Day and yourself, Brett Fisher. You're starting alongside the split 3 champion of last season. See if he can put you to the sword or not.
Intimidated much.
Row 10. And the top 20 is made up by Matt Monday and Scotty McCune out there as well. Row 11 in behind them, we'll find Darren Goosey and Jeremy Bush for the top 22 cars. To row 12 and the top 24, Paul Burns, Darryl Callahan. They'll start alongside each other out there as well. Row 13 will then find Nathan Favero and Andrew Listener, the only SCR car in the field now that Andrew Hoffman has stepped away for this season. To row 14, we then find ourselves with Abel Verben and Rick Weiger starting outside of the top 25. His brother starting P2 here tonight. That'll be a tough ask for the brothers to find each other at the end of race here tonight with the checkered flag flyers. Row 15, top 30. It's then Peter Baxter alongside Ernie Toth further back as he comes up from split 3 this season. To row 16 and behind them, Travis Brand and Jamie Peters will start alongside each other. Great run at the end of the season for Jamie. 2 wins at Fuji and then Adelaide in the final round. And what a race it was for him to win that one on the road at Adelaide as well. To row 17 in the top 34, it's Brett Taylor and Derek Lovegrove. To row 18 of the top 36, Yusuf Corfidis and Todd Duggan starting alongside each other. To row 19, it is Mario Reali and Peter Kelleher back there as well. And Stephen Kokoschke has a teammate this season, and it's in Pete Kelleher for Synergy Sim Racing. Row 20 in the top 40, Adrian Zeal, Wade Reynolds start alongside each other. Row 21, Dave Arney, and then in behind, we'll find ourselves with a non-qualifier in Lon Mackay, Michael Quain, and then as well, Steve Grumley. Gary Buckland, last season's champion, must have been used to joining Split 2. He wasn't prepared to have to join Split 1.
I think he just came down and said, "Hey, boys, how you going?"
He came to say good day.
And probably oops.
Yeah, oopsie.
I tell you what, look at the names in that field. You know, it's they're all mixed up there at the moment. The old balls have been thrown into the bucket and shaken up big time because there's some names in that field that are all over the spot. You know, you would have thought they were further up. They should have been further up where they got a bad qualifying or whatever it is. But I'm looking forward tonight. I think it is going to be a cracker.
I think it will be as well, Brett. And it'll be one to watch all throughout this evening's race, of course. And we appreciate everybody joining us on a different time slot than normal. We will be back to our regular time slot next week for Split 2, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday evening. I got my schedules mixed up. I thought that I had my Sunday night free and we could change dates because Brett needed yesterday free. Turns out I actually have Premier Endurance League to call later on. So
yeah, I had a 50th birthday party to go to last night. Still
Very
supporting a little bit of a headache, but it's not too bad.
Well, this will wake you up very quickly, Brett, I'm sure.
Oh, it will. Oh, it will. I like the Ray White cars. They're looking pretty snazzy.
They're looking pretty schmick, of course. We don't need those anymore. We've got these ones to show off now here this season. So Greg Friend, Old Mate and Sons, new sponsorship for that team. Ray White from Flinders Park. They've also got a team logo change coming into this season as well, and it's a hot new look for them with a hot new attitude off the back of their championship win. Let's see if they can manage to put the pieces together and get their 5th championship to go either equal P1 on the board or equal P2 on the board. The confirmation I'm waiting for is what teams was Jamie McKnight racing for in the first 10 seasons of Vets. If it was a single team, then that team would be number one. If it was multiple teams, then there may be a different one on the top of that list. But the 696 car, who's had great pace previously, former Split 1 driver at one time, hoping to get back there at some point in the future as well. So he'll be hoping for a good run here this season to match what his teammate did and to be able to go and become the first team to win Split 2 twice in a row. No team has done it since season 11. Could they become the first? They sit at the top of the totem pole for most Split 2 titles. Would it be out of the realm to say they could win 2 in a row, Brett?
No, nothing's out of the realm. It's nothing. You know, I have a look at the field there, looking pretty good on track at the moment. A lot of new cars, a lot of new paint jobs, few new names we've got to get used to seeing out in the split there as well. Let us know who you're rooting for tonight and throughout the season. And yeah, let's be vocal on the chat. Yeah, got any questions? Pop them in there. We'll see what we can do answering them. If not, we'll just make them up.
Well, interesting one for you here, Brett, as well. Old Mate and Sons lead and tail end the field here tonight.
Yeah,
so
there you go. Revs up.
For you. Revs are going up, though. Round 1 of the season about to get underway. Here for season 28 as it's green flag at Bathurst. Great start from the front row. How does the rest of the field go? Horrid start back there for one of those podium entries as they all file up towards turn 1. I think Todd Duggan has had a moment and he's got an issue. This might be race over early for Todd Duggan here.
Wow, that's gotta hurt. First corner down and done, and you didn't even make it. Look at this front pack though, nicely all tucked in. Looks like most everyone got around that first corner.
You see Mackenzie
side by side here.
Yeah, Mackenzie and Brooke battle away for position up towards the cutting for the first time. Mackenzie gets that job done as well. There's a bit of movement further back here. You see, I believe that was Peter Baxter battling away with Abel Verb, and he gets past him. There you see Ernie Toth further back as well. So a bit of movement for some drivers early in this race. They know they've got to try and take advantage early because it's going to be tough to pass. And if you can't get by them early, then you've got to try and find some track position some way or another. But Fred leads us up towards Skyline for the first time with Viger on his heels.
I'll tell you what, Viger has not let him breathe at all. Still within half a second. Scotty Weston just over half a second. Mick Clifton and Kokoschki up 1 already in P5 from 6. So he's obviously got himself a great little start there. Chad just on the ginger of Friend out. Looks like Friend got a reasonable exit. Not a huge amount of tow here. You don't really get much of a draft. It's a shame it just, yeah, it'd be good if it just had a little bit more draft. It would create a few more opportunities.
Make it really, really a lot easier to get the move done into the chase. It means you have to maximise your run out of Forest Elbow as best you can as the drivers come through the fastest corner.
Look at that train though. Have a look at the train. There is not much of a gap at all. All the way down that totem pole, like there is a 3-second gap from 40 to 41. All the rest of the whole field is under a second. That is amazing for the first lap.
It really is. It really is amazing to see that coming about for these drivers, for those that may be wondering. Look at the totem. I mean, it's completely orange and yellow.
Paul Burns just sort of got out to a second, and now he's back over. But that is incredible. For the first lap, that is... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit mind-blown there. You know, watching all those cars pile through. That is unreal. If this is what we're in for season 28, I'll tell you what, buckle yourselves in, pull those straps down tight and hang on, because this is going to be one crazy ride.
It will indeed. It's going to be a crazy season. It's going to be a toughly contested season there. You just saw Joe Mahoney running around his first race in Vets after turning 40 in between seasons. He gets out of the race control booth and gets on board the driver's seat of this car as well. So we'll follow him along here across the top of the mountain. He's going to obviously have a bit of scrutineering from the other drivers in the field. There may even be a target on his back from some out there who might have a bit of disdain for the race control calls he's pulled against them in the past, but hopefully for Joe's sake, that's not the case. Hopefully there's no receipts that have been laying around. We're getting into tax season, Brett. Hopefully he doesn't have to make a return.
Yeah. I mean, look, you know, I think you leave that part and you just get on with your job and you see what they're like on track and then you go from there.
Right, as he'll enter Forest Elbow. Behind Scott McCune and yourself, Brett. Couple of orange and black cars lining up in behind each other, and then Matt Day leads this little battle pack as well. It is Craig Friend in the race lead at the moment, though, to Chad Viger. Scott Weston, the top-seeded Camaro, in the field at the moment in P3, and there's a move on for the race lead. Chad Viger looking for the outside run here. There you see Mick Clifton and Scott Weston as well, side by side. Maybe an interesting pick here to maybe go for an early pit stop just to get out of the wars for some drivers. Viger's in, Clifton and Kokoschke have all come into pit lane, knowing this might actually hold them up if they stay out there. Could be a smart move, especially if we get a safety car.
Well, I was just looking at that totem pole again as they were coming down Conrad Straight there, and same again, there is not much, and there will be now. Obviously, the guys are in pits, but that totem pole still showing all drivers under a second, if not just over a second. I mean, that is fantastic for lap. Is lap 2? Are we already on lap 2 or 3?
Start beginning of lap 3 now. So they will count the CPSs.
All I've got to do is look for the thing.
You do. 2 CPSs tonight as always as well, Brett. So they're getting their first one out of the way. And you don't want to be going too long here, knowing that critical lap is lap 1. Knowing the high chances of safety cars, the earlier you get a pit stop out of the way, the much better you sit strategically if one is called and half the field remains on circuit.
I think that was one of my mistakes that I made. I sort of, I had that feeling, do I, and I should have. But my spotter said, no, we'll just hang out, and that's okay. It's all good.
See as well, a few big movers inside of the top 10 already. Boardman and McKenzie up 5. Mulford, Miller, Clark up 4. Heddersheet up 5 as well. They've now entered the top 10, so they've done a great job here off the race start. Boardman, of course, former race winner here back in season 12, round 1. Could he recreate the magic tonight here in split 2, where he last won a race here? But he's going to have to contest with some tough traffic ahead of him. Stuart Hall, former split 1 driver. Scott Weston, who ended his season with a great run. And Craig Friend, who often starts the season on a hot run as well. This will be tough for Boardman to contest with. We'll see what the strategy is, though, for these front runners as they come up towards pit lane.
Chapman. Well, that was Chapman dropping off there, was it? Or
he's just in behind Heddersheet.
Might have just had a bit of a, his name come up red there for a second, so might have had an off track or something.
Oh, interesting call here. Boardman in, so he's actually going to follow the run of those that were ahead of him who entered pit lane. The others are going to stay out there. We'll see where he ends up in comparison.
Clark, Monday.
Yep, they're in. We'll see where he ends up in comparison to Chad Viger, who's currently the top-seeded car that has taken a single pit stop in this race. He's going to come through the chase now. Oh, look at that big wiggle for Viger. He's on his own, actually. He took a slightly shorter stop than what Kokoschke did.
Slightly, yeah.
And then Clifton took a longer stop than both of them. So let's see where Boardman ends up in comparison as Viger comes down towards the line. Boardman's exiting now. So he's actually going to jump all of them. He's taken less fuel, but importantly, he's got big clear air to try and push on with. Could be sound strategy for those drivers now they're further down the order.
Just see Brett Taylor and Yusuf Korfitis. Sorry, Yusuf. Brett Taylor done a 29-second stop, and Yusuf did a 33.6-second stop. So taking a fair bit of fuel on there.
Oh, indeed. Friend at the moment. Race lead by about 1 second over Scott Weston in P2. Stuart Hall, 0.3 of a second in behind him. Hoping for a strong run and a return to split 1 for season 29 if Hall can do it. McKenzie and Brooke fighting alongside each other as well in behind. Make up the top 5 at the moment. And there's Tim Mulford, Craig Miller, Heddersheet, Chapman, and then Galley makes up the top 10 at this stage, who's got his own teammate, Brett Fisher, right in behind him at the moment here, Brett.
Yep. Andrew did a great job in qualifying too. He did a PB in qualifying to get him up where he did, and that was a great effort because I think it was about 4/10 off the pace there, but got...
Go. Simon Heddersheet just had a massive blink out ahead of Tony Chapman. So we've got to see if he actually reappears right in front of him. There he is there.
There he is.
So he's having some bad connection issues here as the Kiwi. So ahead of
Nothing more exciting than a car disappearing in front of you as you go down Conrod Straight 300 k's an hour.
I know.
Entering into the chase.
We've got a heap of people in the chat with us already this afternoon. Great to have you all watching along with us. Brett was obviously out there getting the punters fired up. We've got Nathan Favero in the chat. Hoffy's with us too. Pete Kelleher, Stephen Kokoschki, Cam77 in the chat as well. Sean Palmer, great to have you back with us, Sean. Andrew Listener in the chat. Maximiliano Ado as well. Out there watching along. SimRacer HQ, I believe that's April Verdon watching along. Luke Ullman as well. Freshest split one race winner. Congratulations to Luke. And then Joe Mahoney in the chat with us as well. So great to have you all watching along. Enjoying the show here tonight.
So for, header sheet, Favero, Burns in pits, Callahan in pits.
As Brett Fisher makes a move on his own teammate Andrew Galley. Surely you could have left him ahead.
Well, you know, he actually got a bit of shape, out of shape of in held corner, and he just knew he didn't have the pace, straight line pace out of that corner. So he said, "Mate, scoot on through." So that was good.
Stephen has said in the chat, need to tell James to slow down. James is full firing right now. He put lighter fuel in the car, so he's actually got right now a faster race car than Viger and Kokoschki do at this stage, although he's still waiting to do his first flying lap. Kokoschki's actually done a faster lap than what Viger did. 207.23, plays a 207.42. Clifton was also faster than Viger, 207.38. So there's some good pace back here by the first pit stoppers here tonight. And they're ones to watch, Brett, because if this strategy goes their way and there's a safety car, all of a sudden they're going to be the corrected race leaders and they're going to be the ones battling for the race when it races end.
Yeah, there's always tough calls, isn't there? You know, like, so sometimes damned if you do, damned if you don't. And you just roll the dice.
I tell you what, really
Great
clean,
section of track.
really clean race start as well, Brett. Here tonight too, very impressive,
absolutely brilliant.
Normally we get some tarmac rust as Western in. Normally we get a little bit of tarmac rust between seasons. I think the mini series probably actually helped keep some drivers' wits about them and actually probably helped tidy up the restart of the season. So very impressive start here tonight. So we mentioned Western in. We got to see where he actually comes out in comparison to Chad Viger and James Boardman. I don't know if he'll jump Boardman because Boardman has taken enough fuel to cover tyres, roughly 12 seconds. So I don't think he'll actually jump Boardman knowing that Scott was in traffic and he actually hasn't done a faster lap than what Boardman has. But he may jump Chad. This is going to be interesting. So through the final corner they'll come. There is Weston on the jacks. How will he go on the exit here? If he is going to jump him, he's going to have to get out right now. There he goes. There's Chad Viger. This is going to be very close on exit for Scott Weston to get ahead of Chad Viger. He has jumped him in the pit stop, but Viger is on warm tyres.
But this is going to be close.
This is going to help Boardman because all of a sudden there's a car defending Chad Viger and stopping him from chasing him down.
Interesting as we go into Griffin's here and seeing what happens, whether he's got enough to hold that car around through there. Chad's right on his ginger though. Closing. Still closing. Down to 0.2.
We've also got a close battle as well further down the order as well. Pete Baxter, Roy Clark, Matt Day, Paul Burns, Pete Kelleher starting to encroach up on this one in the mean pink Synergy Sim Racing machine, but gets it loose off of turn 2. Oh, contact! Contact with Favero. Adrian Zeal nearly get caught up in it as well. Zeal was very, very lucky there. Oh, off the wall, into the side of Dave Arney. And Favero's parked up. This could be a safety car, but all of a sudden it's playing into the hands of the early pit stoppers.
Yeah.
That car's not going anywhere. Pete Kelleher, an unfortunate mistake.
I was about to say, that car's looking fantastic too. It looks really, really good in that colour.
It does. But, unfortunately, the front end's a little bit poorly right now. Needs a bit of a rhinoplasty.
He's a bit poorly.
Straight into pit lane goes Tim Mulford. So I think he anticipates a safety car call. Andrew Galley is also in as well. Safety car's not on track just yet though. The front runners, I don't believe, have actually come past. There's Boardman. So I don't think, because the safety car's not actually been called yet, he's going to keep going.
They can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about Western?
Yeah, and this is where I, unfortunately, for my race, I kicked Koshki in. For my, I just slightly missed this opportunity to come in now because the safety car hadn't been called, and I could have actually taken another stop, which would have been in the safety car, which would have had
now,
2 compulsories done.
This is interesting here. Not that I'm claiming this for any reason, but interesting. The pink SSR car has caused the car to go in the wall, and the safety car has now been called, and his teammate immediately comes into pit lane who's battling for a race win. I'm not claiming anything.
Lucky to be on the communications, or what? What do you...
Maybe a little bit of communication. I'm not claiming that at all. I'm just trying to put some spice into it. But no. So safety car has been called. It will get out on circuit in a minute. Kokoschki's just come past the safety car at the end of pit lane. It's actually waiting to pick up their current race leader, Craig Friend, but the whole top end of the field should be coming into pit lane because this is a free pit stop for their first pit stop of the race. Right now, James Boardman needs to get a wriggle on because with Kokoschki on track and already completed his stop and clean air ahead of him, Kokoschki can actually push on now and try and jump James in this stop.
Kokoschki actually saying that his call came over the over Discord.
See,
that he did crash.
Secret information. That's what it is.
No, I think it was for everyone to hear. I think. So we all knew he was in there. Just some people didn't react fast enough.
So front runners are in. Craig Friend,
look at
Stuart
that.
Hall. So everyone should be into pit road now. First safety car of the season. We went 6 laps without an incident worthy of a safety car here tonight. Safety car was then called on lap 7. So if they had come in on lap 6 and waited for the safety car call, if they'd actually exited pit lane before it was called, they could have come back in again and then completed their CPSs.
Yep.
I don't know how far down the order you would actually go, but it might drop you down a little bit. So Stephen Kokoschki will not pass the front end of the field because he has taken a pit stop here under this safety car, but he is the corrected race leader at the moment if he passes James Boardman in pit lane. He was able to take a slightly shorter stop. 14.75 seconds was the stop time for Kokoschki. Boardman is still up on the jacks. This will be a longer stop for him in comparison. He's exiting now. There is Kokoschki. He looks like he's going to jump him. There's a lot of congestion.
A lot of congestion in pits, yeah. It was very... Look at that.
That's cost Boardman.
Side by side.
Yeah, that congestion actually arguably cost Boardman the race lead. So, corrected race order. Kokoschki, Boardman, Weston, Viger, and then Clifton is the top 5. Mulford is the top 6. Hedesheed, Callahan, Viger, and so on and so forth down the order. So, top 3 right now, corrected. Kokoschki, Boardman, and Weston. Currently on track, the top 3. Ben Brooks, Stuart Hall, and Scott McKenzie at the front end of town. The danger zone, though, that those corrected leaders have put themselves in now, Brett, is their mid-pack. That's often where we'll see the firiness come out of it. Front runners, they're in safe form, but, and this is a huge but, they need another pit stop. They need another pit stop in this race, and no matter if we get another safety car or not, they do need to come into pit lane. That will naturally drop them further down the order.
Great racing so far. Unfortunately, that incident bringing out the safety car, but there's been some great racing. Close racing. No one's sort of broken away straight away and put the rest of the field to shame. So, if tonight is so far, we're on lap 8 of 25, what we're going to be in for this season is going to be a cracker.
It will be.
Going to be good.
I mean, it's been hot racing already through all of the drivers. Oh, Stephen, don't worry. I know any other team would have done the exact same thing as what Pete did. Don't worry. I'm just stirring the pot at this point. No. I don't blame anyone for what happened there. I mean, it might not have even been a safety car worthy incident either.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
It works the same as a team who has a spotter who can see if the safety car's parked at the end of pit lane, can tell their drivers the safety car's parked at the end of pit lane. They haven't called the safety car yet. They're going to call the safety car. Come into pit lane.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's the same thing. So there's nothing wrong with it at all. They're not breaking any rules. He hasn't deliberately crashed. He hasn't deliberately crashed out the other car either. It's just one of those things. It's racing. And I suppose when you do make a mistake, at least find some positive out of it for your teammate. And that positive is you can tell them that you've had an incident and there's going to be a safety car more than likely. So, Ben Brooks, Stuart Hall, Scott McKenzie, Craig Friend, Brett Fisher, the current top 5. Rest of the top 10 at the moment: Craig Miller, Tony Chapman, Scott McCune, Andrew Listener, Derek Lovegrove. Brett, there's only 2 drivers this season who can contest in the battle of the Bretts, but there's plenty of Scots out there. We're going to have a scallywag of the Scots maybe this season. Scott McKenzie, Scott McCune, Scott Weston could all contest for that.
Well, what can we... And we're away.
We are away.
Is it away? We'll have to ponder on that one, and we'll see what we come up with that one. Scallywag of Scots. No, that doesn't gel with me, that one. It's straight off.
We are back underway. Green flag once again. Ben Brook gets us up the mountain with Hall, McKenzie, the top 3 and behind him. So a bit of pressure now to be built. But there's still pressure in behind as well. Plenty of cars, plenty of opportunities to make mistakes, plenty of opportunities to get caught out of things. Lovegrove, Goosey, Mahoney, they're tightly battling as well. Further down the order. And then outside the top 10, just outside the top 15, Stephen Kokoschke. Just on the tail of this battle pack as well, with drivers hunting him down in behind, including James Bourman and Scott Weston, the other 2 corrected podium drivers at this stage.
Lap 9 of 25 here at Bathurst. First round, 150k race. So far been sensational to watch what's going on. Going to see who is up there to prove themselves this season. Already seeing a few little interesting things happen on track. Yeah,
indeed. And another interesting one for you is Lorne Mackay has done 2 stops, but his first stop was on lap 1, so he does need another stop here tonight. So Kokoschke is the... Who was that? Was that Monday? I thought that might have been a blown engine. It wasn't. It was just a massive lock-up into Skyline.
Wow, that was a really odd spot.
It was. That was a huge lock-up. I thought it was a blown engine at first.
Yeah. That's why,
But to confirm, Kokoschke is the corrected race leader. He's the top-seeded driver to have 2 compulsory pit stops completed. Behind him, James Bourman is the next one, and then Scott Weston is the next in behind him as well. But half the field pretty much has done the early strat. The other half of the field was hoping it was going to stay mean and green, and unfortunately for them it didn't. And with such a short race tonight, Brett, unless we get a lot of safety cars, I think right now we're looking at our podium contenders in Chad Vargas, Scott Weston, James Bourman, Stephen Kokoschke.
100%. So
Brooke leads us for another lap once again. He will be getting himself a bonus point here if he leads most laps. I'm not quite sure though how far he can truly go. That's going to be based upon how much fuel he put in his car. It's about 15.3 seconds in the stop time. So I think he's probably only added about 5 or 6 laps to the available time that he can run for. So knowing that it's only a couple of extra laps, I suppose if he leads this now until the end of that cycle and it stays green, he would be leading most laps here this evening.
Yeah. And every point counts. Every single point counts, especially when we get to the other end of the season.
And if you can go 0x here, that's huge. 3 bonus points. The fact you could pull it off at Bathurst, that's a huge marker for your season if you could start it out that strong.
Look at the wheel work this man's doing.
Oh my God. He's wrestling it, but he's trying to pinpoint it.
Seesawing it big time there.
We had some great runs last season for Ben Brook. At this stage of the race, he hasn't called the strategy correctly, but he still looks very strong for this season. He will be a driver to watch all throughout season 28, of course. Header Sheet still dealing, by the way, with those blinking issues that he's already been having here tonight. Further down the order, Hall P2 running very strong in his first run here in Split 2 in a long, long time. Luke Ullman did a 0x race as the race winner in Split 1, so important 3 points went to him on that occasion. You see as well here, Lord Mackay being put under pressure now from Kokoschki as well, with Matt Monday in behind. We're right on board with him for Kokoschki down the straight. And knowing the horrid end he had to last season, Brett, if he wins this race, what a way to turn it around. What a way to reset, and what a way to tackle season 28 from the get-go.
I was just about to say, you know, Kokoschki had a very up and down season. Like, he had moments of great, he had a number of moments of greatness, but he also had a number of moments of how would you describe it?
Most race wins last season, Brett, with 3. Compound that with 3 very poor runs that showed frustration and arguably disappointment for him as well. If he wins this one tonight, as I said, what a way to turn it around. What a way to reset and to come back firing on all cylinders and not letting it affect you too much. That's what we want to see from drivers out there. Tenacity and patience. That's what we want.
Well, what I'd like to see from Kokoschki this season, like if he pulls this off tonight, he goes for a little pass there, nice little move. What I'd like to see if he does pull this off tonight is if he can hold that momentum as much as possible. It doesn't mean he has to win every race, but just be consistent. Be in that top 10 and just put your best foot forward all the time. And let's see where it takes you.
Sorry, big one here, Chad Viger. Chad Viger has gone off at the cutting. One of our podium contenders here tonight has gone off it into the wall at the cutting.
That doesn't look like it's steering all that well.
And I wonder if he's clipped on the inside. I think he's actually clipped the inside of the corner, Brett.
Are we going to have the highlight replay?
Of course we will.
Oh, fantastic. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens at the end of the race.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, I like that. It's good.
Oh, Jeremy Bush, I don't know if you saw that then. Coming into Forest Elbow, massive wiggle under brakes. He's being put under pressure here by Lord Mackay.
He's good. I'm looking. It's getting exciting. I like how close the racing is.
It's fantastic.
See, same again. If you look at that tree, right? I think the biggest gap is Mahoney.
Yeah.
Mahoney's 2.7, then Weston was 2.3. All that up to 26th, just over a second.
Hang on, Joe Mahoney's blowing his engine. Oh. Joe Mahoney's blowing his engine into the chase.
Well, that was lucky.
He's lucky he can bring it into pit road. He'll get that fast repair made, but a green flag pit stop, that might hurt him here. But at least he's getting the second CPS done and dusted.
Yeah, that was lucky for him there.
I saw the puffs of smoke coming off it. And that was, perfect time for it to happen, I suppose. But you never really want it to happen, do you?
No, you don't. I mean, is that just a little bit, nerves showing?
Roy Clark, Jamie Peters have gone off at turn 1. And Jamie having to reverse
he's
it
gone
back
in
on the
there
road.
deep.
He went in there, he was going to orange. That's how deep he went in.
Yeah.
Mahoney's actually managed to stay ahead of him after that. So, yeah, Clark and Peters, I'm sure that's been called in. We'll obviously get a better look at it in the post-race highlights, of course, as we go forward. Travis Bairn right now not making it easy for Baldwin to get past him. This is a differential, though, of strategies. Brand's on 1 stop, Baldwin's on 2. So, it's kind of a defending for nothing here. Because for Brand, he's actually always going to give up this spot to Boardman.
Joe, that is just the most common commentator's curse you've ever seen.
It's like you knew it was going to happen, Brett.
No, I didn't actually. To tell you the truth. Have a look at this coming out of the elbow there. This little front pack, the battle pack got going on there. Really, really intense there.
See as well, teammates, Craig Miller.
Teammates, yeah.
Tony Chapman trying to defend against Scott McCune. And then look back, there is Bush chasing down Ernie Toff and Will Mackay. Stephen Kokoschki on their tail as well. So they're all doing their bit here to battle it out.
Yeah, I'll take that one, Joe.
Sorry, Joe. Did he trim your gearing in your car? As Mackay comes in to do his second compulsory pit stop of the race, so he obviously doesn't determine there's going to be another safety car anytime soon. He's going to come and get this done, get into some clean air, and maybe push on. There is a world in which this works out for him, though, Brett. He gets into clean air, he pushes on fast enough, long enough green run. All of a sudden, he is actually going to gain some positions if that does happen. That's allowed now James Boardman, who's just offloaded Travis Brand back into P18. So Boardman gets the move made and has now got 2 cars separating him and the corrected race leader in Stephen Kokoschke. It's a strategy game. It's a chase down game. What more could you ask for from Bathurst as we've hit the halfway point of the race here tonight? First round of the season. Ben Brook leads the way, but a second pit stop still needs to go next to his name. What's going to happen in the second half here at Bathurst?
Woo. Now, I've put together 3, and see, I mean, no one might like these, but I've put together 3 names of the Battle of the Scots we can have. And let's see what the people think. And see what you think, Hamish.
Yes.
Here it goes. So let's see if we get some votes out there to what we're going to call that. We might as well run with it. The Scots.
I think the Scots Showdown is the best of the 3.
You reckon? So who's going to win the Scots Showdown?
Yep, Scots Showdown.
So far that's leading. Let's hear if you've got something better. Yeah, Luke Allman's to Showdown.
I was going to say, that was Michael Wayne off the road, doing his best.
Dick Johnson impersonation.
Oh, that wasn't even Michael Wayne. Wait, who was that? That was one of the.
Oh, that was.
One of the others. Was it Darren Goosey? It was Darren Goosey.
Wow.
Most capped driver in vets. Now christened to the likes of Dick Johnson, apparently. I suppose that's all. Was that all that Dick Johnson had to do? Was Dick, all you had to do was just drive back on the road. You didn't have to actually hit the tree.
Yeah, that's right.
Darren doing his best impression.
Listener and Lovegrove in pits.
Bush was following them. Not Bush, sorry. Monday was following them in as well. So those guys come down pit road. Of course, we've mentioned some of the new liveries of the Old Mate and Sons cars. Ben Brook, Frog League Juice Racing. Bit of an updated look for them this season as well. He's got the red on his car for this season. Now that he's actually going to show it off for us. Thank you very much. Shadow Racing, new colours on your cars as well this season. Brett, it actually took a little bit of a change mid-season. It was going to be one thing, and then we had a little discussion, and it came out like this.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Not too, but it's fairly similar to what we had last season, but just a couple little changes. So,
and sometimes minor changes can sometimes be best. This, though, not a minor change, but I think a change for the good. Podium Sim Racing. This thing is sexy on circuit, is this Podium Sim Racing car. It's the only way to really describe it, Brett. I suppose the one thing I would say is I would not maybe have the podium be so chrome you can't really read it on the side of the car.
Yeah,
but apart from that,
it gets a little bit lost.
Yeah, apart from that, great looking car. Great layout.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah. Looks aggressive.
Yep. Slightly new look for 266 as well. They've got a bit more gold on their car. Unfortunately, they lost their previous co-owner of the team, Phil Manuel, to LMV Racing this season. Now it's being, I believe, solely headed up by Joel Oosterwall. So they started off their season well, obviously, with Ullman winning the first race of the season in Split 1. They'll be hoping for a similar scenario in the other splits as well, I'm sure. Slight change, Finley Motorsport, slight change this season as well across the board for their cars, going ahead for the next 2 seasons. So for them, Travis Brand as well with a new look for this season as well. GMK Logistics entries of EWT have also updated their liveries as well. I'm sure we'll get a good look at this at some point throughout the season here for Scott Weston, who's trying to chase down James Boardman for P2 here tonight. Lap 15 of 25 is now underway as Brook leads us round and up the hill once again.
Lap 15 to 25. It's always good to see some new colours, on the track. These are hard for the first few rounds, just to go, who's that? I don't know. Takes a little bit to get your head around it again.
I think Joe Mahoney just had an off-track actually down through the chase.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about him.
No, we didn't even talk about him this time.
No.
It appears that black, orange, and white is a colour choice for the majority of the field this season. Roy Clark, though, off the road, down at the dipper. That car has got heavy damage on it for Banter Alliance Racing. That thing's not going anywhere. This could be a safety car, and it's a huge safety car because it gives the free pit stop to those that haven't stopped just yet. But importantly, it's going to give no cars between James Boardman and Stephen Kokoschki in their battle for the race lead. Unbelievable.
Car's in a reasonably precarious spot. Not too bad. Not right on the racing line.
But it is dangerous.
Roy Clark had a pretty good season last year. He was, but tonight hasn't gone his way. This first round hasn't gone his way at all.
It really has not. Safety car has been called by race control.
Project Fade Streetwear.
Indeed, as the safety car sponsor once again this season. So Roy Clark will be waiting for the tow truck to come and get him, and we watch for pit lane to light back up once again. Steve Koch saying, I call for the safety car. No, I did not call for it, but it's still pretty important for those guys that needed their last stop, I suppose. This will cut the hurt in half for them, because they're always going to have to give up the positions for this second stop, but they're not going to be giving up the track position that they would be if it was a green flag stop. So this will help some drivers. It'll hurt others, no doubt about it. But importantly, we're now going to have the true battle for the race lead, as Kokoschki will take over that lead that we mentioned he would have.
Kokoschki at the moment looking very strong. Like the few times that we've sort of flicked on him, he was right in the battle, like in the mix there. Obviously cars were around him, in front of him, aren't really contending for the top spot that Kokoschki is, but just showing the pace, showing a bit of patience, and showing he's got what it takes at the moment.
Well,
Woodman chasing him down.
Important one for you here as well, Brett. Best lap time for Stephen Kokoschki tonight, 207.23. Boardman, 207.30. So Boardman is at his best, actually matching the pace of Kokoschki. Weston, unfortunately for him, is actually nowhere near them. 208.04 is his previous best. So I actually think these top two are going to run away from him. If Mick Clifton gets past him early, he could maybe chase them down. His best is 207.38. But if Weston's going to want to try and defend this podium for his life, so I don't know if that will happen. I think we could be in for, though, a one-on-one battle for this race lead. Ford versus Chevy.
Yeah.
Similarly to split one on Thursday night, Synergy Sim Sports versus, Synergy Sim Racing versus Infinity Motorsports. Split one saw the battle between Jordan Ross and Shane Randall. Split two seen the battle between Kokoschki and Boardman. And actually, I've just noticed there's been a massive bunch of red on my data stream. I think there might have been a little bit of bargy further down the order. We'll have to check that out when we go through the highlights package.
Now, we haven't had huge votes, but only a couple of votes. I think we do go with the Scott Showdown.
I think so.
So who is going to win this year's the Scott Showdown?
Yeah, and we will still keep the Battle of the Bretts alive. We'll try and compare Brett Fisher and Brett Taylor throughout this season as best we can.
We'll have a look where we are on track at the moment. Brett Taylor just in front of me, with McCune in between, and myself there. So it just happens. It just naturally evolves.
Adrian Zeal as well returned to split two for Team AJR. Been a long time since they've been in this split. The last driver they had in here was Luke Ullman when he raced for the team. Good to see these guys back up into split two once again with Zippy, who had a pretty strong run last season down in split three. I must say though, I'm still not a fan of the all chrome. I do think this car would look so nice in just semi-gloss. I think it would look spectacular, but AJ's known for the chrome.
Daryl Callahan just showed up red a couple of times there.
I think he might have actually jumped someone coming out of pit lane.
Ah, right.
Oh no, he wouldn't have. He already pitted. No,
yeah, that's right.
That's weird.
So he's up 17 spots at the moment. Simon Heddersheet up 9 spots. He's in 6th spot at the moment. Tim Mulford up 6 spots. Mick Clifton, Scott Weston, 0 positions gained or lost, so that's a good thing. James Boardman up 7 and Kokoschki up 5.
Up 7, his race number. Funnily enough.
Funnily enough.
Imagine he was
Can
in
he go-
P7 as well.
Andrew Galley going well, up 6 spots.
Michael Quain, of course, started from the back of the field, so he's up 28. As the pace car pulls away. And restart zone once again. It's a
Rick
9.
Viger and Pete Baxter both up plus 15. So they're having a good little battle. Having a good little thing. Here we go. Lap 16, back crossover to lap 17 of 25.
When will
First
he go?
round.
I think he goes on the apex of the
season
last
28.
corner here, Brett. I think that's when he will go.
Okay.
Yeah, safest spot to do it. Not going to get caught out too hard from the car in behind, knowing that they can't pass until the control line. So let's see when he does it. As Stephen Kokoschki will lead us through. And it is green flag once again at Bathurst.
Yeah.
We have got less than 10 laps to go. 9 to the good now to determine the first race winner of the season. As Kokoschki will lead us up Mountain Straight once again. 2 safety cars here tonight. Will we get a third, or will we really have to heat up for that to happen? It's actually been a fairly tame race for the majority of the field, but it's been not a tame race in terms of the great on-track battling we've been seeing throughout this one. It's been a race of battles, but importantly, it's been a race of strategy here tonight at Mount Panorama.
If you have a look at that tree straight away, no one's made a really big gain out of that. So all the top 32 cars.
Sorry, Brett. Bit of a wiggle there for Kokoschki.
Right.
That's going to bring Boardman right onto his heels. Boardman is right on the back of him and pressuring the back of that Synergy Sims racing car.
Be smelling blood. Blood in the water.
We're right on board with Boardman in P2. Kokoschki wanting his first race win of the season. A real shot of adrenaline back into championship charge for the Synergy Sim Racing driver as they come through the dipper once again. Which one of them is going to tackle the mountain? Boardman, a former winner here. Kokoschki wants to join the list. Oh, Boardman gets loose off of elbow.
Boardman.
Off the Forest elbow, he gets loose, caught the painted line. That's going to ruin the run. He'll have to reattempt later on in this race. Might take him a couple of laps here just to catch back up again.
How quick can things change? Like we saw Kokoschki make a little bit of a mistake, and then Boardman. So, Western would be looking in that going, okay, keep on going, boys. And I'll just do my thing back here.
It's been great to see as well. Quick safety car restarts as well, Brett. They've not been pushing them out too long as Mulford and Clifton battling here for P4.
Yep.
Clifton's got to get a wriggle on, but Mulford's going to try and target him early here for
He
another
sounds like he's
position
right
gain.
upside him.
He is alongside him as they come in towards turn 1. Mulford will get that job done by Mick Clifton and look to chase down the podium ahead of him.
Yeah, Clifton closes off straight away.
Yep. Phoenix Racing Team driver at Mulford now. They won their first championship 2 seasons ago in Split 4 when Steve Vella took out that title.
It's not over.
They want
Not
another
over.
one. It's not over. Clifton trying to do it round the outside. He can't quite get close enough.
Dangerous going too wide there.
As Matt Day gets by Craig Miller as well, who's actually dropping a few
Miller's
positions
dropped again,
now.
yeah.
He's really struggling. Matt Day as well gets passed up by Paul Burns into the wall though. Goes Michael Quain. Struggling for grip through the cutting. Contact with Quaney. Contact with Quaney and Miller. Into the wall they go. And that's going to drop them both to the back end of the tree.
Lucky a lot of other drivers didn't get caught up with that, but that was all careful now.
And they're waiting. Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just puts salt in the wounds.
Does indeed. So Kokoschki 1.1 to 1 second ahead of Boardman now. Back in P2, Weston in P3, Mulford with Clifton on his heels. Callahan as well out a strong end to his season. Galley trying to start off his season strong. He's up 7 positions. Callahan up
Yeah.
18, by the way, into P6. Great run for him.
Callahan.
Although I would say, based on his performances at the end of last season, Brett, I actually would have expected a better qualifying from Callahan. I genuinely would have.
Bit of a brake lock up there as he gets into the chase.
New liveries for M1 Racing as well, coming into this season too. So they will be hoping that gives them a bit of fire beneath them as well. Chad Weiger, what a recovery, by the way, after ending up in the wall earlier on. Up to P9 now. He's down 7 from where he started, but this is a great recovery drive back into the top 10 and on the tail of the pole sitter, Craig Friend. So that shows the importance of the strategy and actually how far the front row dropped. They dropped all the way down to P8, P9 comparatively to the race start. No one is left to pit. Everyone has taken their
no
two
one's left to pit.
compulsories.
Well, the only one showing is Todd Duggan, 1 pit stop, but, you know.
He started the race but didn't get very far, and Steve Grumley didn't qualify and didn't start the race either. So
What's going on there with Grumley?
I'm sure he raced last season here at Bathurst, didn't score any points, and then didn't race again for the rest of the season, and signed up on Thursday and didn't race again. So very interesting.
Bathurst is his nemesis.
Might possibly be. He has won here before, so very interesting.
Boardman
call.
just floating around about that second away from Kokoschki. It's been the last couple of laps. It's really been
Oh,
around
Ernie
about
Toth,
that.
sorry.
It's
Ernie
got-
Toth has gone round at the cutting. So the 266 car is around. That has a little bit of damage on that front right tyre.
He's got a few seconds. No, now it's closing down.
Waiting for the traffic to come past.
Jeez.
Evade. He's got plenty of time back to Peter Kelleher, who's back down at Mountain
Yeah.
Straight. So a good little bit of stat here for you as well. Kokoschki, fastest lap of the race last time by 207.05. So he started to turn the jets on. The issue might start to become as Lorne Mackay is on the side of the road as well, up at the grate. Is this a safety car or is he waiting? I actually think there might have, was there contact with him and Toth, and maybe he's waiting to redress. He was waiting to redress. So Mackay trying to do the right thing and waiting to redress there to Ernie Toth. So
Probably. Was he on the offside?
probably a bit far. He wasn't on the racing line. He was on the outside of the track.
Yeah. On the outside,
But the point I was making was, and this is showing this lap, it was a 2:08.1 for Kokoschki. He actually burnt the tyres up a little bit on that last lap. So that's
Boardman's closed by half a second.
He has. So the
And
fastest
even
lap,
further.
the fastest lap was good to gain time on Boardman, but he scrubbed the tyres up a little bit too much, and he's run a very slow lap in comparison to Boardman.
Friend dropping.
Yep, he's into pit lane. Oh no, he's not. He's actually had a moment at turn 1. So that car has been in the wars, it seems, and now he's outside of the top 10. He was closely followed by Chad Weiger.
What's with all the noises, Brett?
There's so many Brett noises happening here tonight. So many Brett noises. It is 5 3/4 laps to go, and the front two are separated by less than half a second in a Mustang versus Camaro battle for the first win of the season. Western 2.8 seconds is out of it in terms of a battle unless the mistake is made for the top two.
And Tim Melford putting pressure on Weston now as well. So that battle is heating up.
It's all on. It's all on for early dramas. It's all on for early opportunities of getting points on the board. Starting your season off strong.
And same again, you can look up and down that tree, and I'll tell you what, there's still a lot of battles. There's a lot of very, very close battles going all the way up and down that, and that's just showing you Stephen nearly
He's trying to break the
went
toe.
to the extremes of the. Yeah, I know, but he nearly put the tyres in the grass. Then it could have been catastrophic.
It could have been over the curb and into the braking zone they go. So he's trying to build this gap now as best he can. But Boardman, this is probably his best performing track. Every time he comes here, if he has a great day, he's won for a possible race win or a podium. We know how good Kokoschki is as well. We probably couldn't have asked for a better set of drivers to be battling for the race win tonight in terms of performance at this circuit. And both of them are turning the wick on, and both of them putting the pressure on each other. And the other interesting thing with this is as well, Brett. Let's say, for whatever reason, it comes down to Boardman and Kokoschki for the championship. For whatever reason. It doesn't often come down to it for the start of the season. As Day gets that job done. Infinity Motorsport want their 6th Vets Championship to put them one clear, make them 2 clear of Synergy. With Jordan Ross back in Split 1, he could go on to win the 5th championship for Synergy Sim Sports. Synergy could gain 2 titles in a span of 1 season and jump Infinity on the totem pole in terms of most championships won here in Vets. So there is a little bit of rivalry on the stat sheet between those 2 teams, but not rivalry on circuit between those 2 teams.
Mick Clifton now closing up on Mulford as well. So that battle getting a little bit closer there. Great battle going back on with Chad Viger, Mackenzie and Hall. Another big battle pack with Rick Viger, Day, Burns, Brooke and McCune. A very small battle between Brett and Brett.
Andrew and Zeal as well. Battling here with Dave Arney, who's landed the chopper back from Split 1 into Split 2. He's a contender we can look at this season as well. We know that Dave's got good pace. Pacific Esports Racing, former champions in this split with John Gallen, who won the title with a single race win in the season that he won back in season 20. But they definitely want to put it on and get themselves
Burns
another
and
title.
Day getting swapped over again.
Matt Day, look at that. They're nearly 3 wide out of the elbow.
Yeah.
This is all happening here with Brooke, Day and McCune. As McCune gets by. And look at this front pack here as well. Weston and Mulford are close together. Where do you look, Brett? With 4 laps to go, where do you look?
I've got 4 eyes and I can't look as many places as I need to. I don't know where that come from. It's good though. It's good. It's good battling. It's good to see that we. And here we go. He's going to have a look on the inside. Can't quite get it done. Has to back out.
We're right on board with Weston, and look at the pressure that Mulford's putting on him now.
He's
this is the battle for
Clifton
P3.
though too. What a great battle.
All for P3 on the road. Can you make yourself a hero and get yourself on the final step of the podium here at Bathurst? You see that there. He tried to find the line, but Weston held it strong and true on that inside.
Mulford's got a good exit out of that. But can he do anything with it? Scotty oh, geez, backed off
Clifton
there
getting
big
held
time.
up as well.
Yeah.
This is a hot battle for the ages for P3, and the front 2 are starting to battle as well with a 0.7 gap between them. Unbelievable how close it can be, and this is why Bathurst. Well, this is why Bathurst works for either a long race or a short sprint race, because when you get safety cars, it keeps the field together and it keeps the racing at an absolute bare minimum margin.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, like we said before, the tree is showing it that there is a lot of battles happening. So I know we did have a couple of safety cars, but still there hasn't been a huge amount of gaps. And some of those gaps that are there, they're only 1 second, just over a second. You know, like, I mean, Andrew Galley's 4 seconds in 7th, but, you know, there's still a lot of close racing going on. Oh, Andrew Galley.
Galley's gone round. You mentioned his name, Brett, and he's off the road.
I've done it again.
Oh, no. We're going to have to start calling you Brett. We're going to have to start calling you Brett Witcher at this point instead of Brett Fisher.
And he was going so well too. He was having a great run.
Oh,
that's
look
unfortunate
at this.
there.
Battle of the Bretts on track. Taylor versus Fisher into the chase. 3 laps to go. And it's on between the Camaro drivers. Orange and black versus orange and white.
Yeah. That was actually a great.
Oh,
it was
Mulford. Mulford
Here
into P3. Mulford with a move into turn 1. Gets by Weston. He got a push from Clifton. He got a push from Clifton off of turn 1. But he manages to hang on. And now look who's in it as well. Darryl Callahan.
Yeah.
Callahan's in this too.
Getting intense.
Unbelievable.
I'll tell you what.
Clifton to the
that's
outside.
Going to be tough holding it there on the outside.
There. He's going to run wide. Weston hangs on.
Yeah, a little bit sideways.
And now here comes Callahan up the outside towards the cutting. Tries to get the job done for P4, but Clifton back past him again as well. What a race. And it's all for a top 5 finish here at the mountain.
Oh, Scotty West and Ibby Spiel, he's just lost that podium at the moment. But what a battle here. Callahan he's up now 18 spots. He was up 19 for a brief second. Here we go back up the front with Kokoschki and Boardman. So I wonder whether Boardman's just sort of cruising at the moment. Just staying in contact, keeping the car chilled, and so we can have an attack in the last couple of laps.
That might have to be the go. He's only got 2 more to not only get up to Kokoschki, but to get past him. That's going to be a test in its own right. Could Boardman get his second win here?
Another great little battle pack back further with Zeal, Alistair, Mahoney, Monday, Friend, Bush, Verben. You know, like that's another huge battle pack there.
Well, Michael Quain as well has gone off at turn 1. That car is parked up. Well,
I'll tell you what, Ray White's have been getting plenty of
TV time.
Plenty of TV time.
Sell us a house, we'll sell you a TV slot, I suppose. But Kokoschki and Boardman separated by about half a second. 2 laps to go in the battle for the race win. As Quain is still parked up down there. It's too late to call a safety car. They're probably waiting to give him the shout to tow back.
Listener getting past Day, and then Day past Listener and Zeal. Monday.
Matt Day.
Something's happening.
Matt Day. Matt, who was that back across the road? Was that Mahoney or Friend? That was Friend. Off the road. Mahoney's off the road too. Oh, more screen time for Ray White, Flinders Park. Mahoney's had an incident, and he's going to have to try and get this thing going again. It's now classified in P1. He's not P1. No. P1 is Kokoschki. It's not white flag.
Maybe he's crossed the line twice.
He has. So
wow, that battle pack was
the race leader, and look at how tight it is.
Close. Look at him. Yeah, he's close by 0.2 last time we had a look. Down to 0.3. So I reckon Boardman is just now looking to see whether he can attack in anything left in this race.
Has he got anything left in the tyres? They're 1 lap newer
Boardman,
than
little
Kokoschki's.
slide.
Small slide for Boardman. 1 lap newer tyres. Is it good enough to get him to the race win? He's going to have to earn it against the last season 3-time race winner in Stephen Kokoschki. If he had a better run in the last half of the season, he may have been in split 1 for season 28, but he gets another crack at it here for season 28 at that split 2 championship. Into the chase they go, and Boardman tucks right up in behind him. He's got to be on his rear wing, Brett, by turn 2. And then he has to sit there.
He closed up heaps there, and he just didn't get the exit off Forest Elbow as he wanted.
White flag is out.
Here we go. But
final lap of the race. 0.2 of a second.
He's got to have a crack.
He has to.
He's got to have a crack at it, yeah.
But he has to be smart about it. He's not going to do it across
Callahan.
He won't do it across the top. As Callahan's now dropped below Vigart, so he's been caught out in this battle pack. But the front 2 are battling tooth and nail for a race win.
Oh, he's closing hard. He's
turn 1.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't go for it. He wasn't close enough.
Didn't go for it. No.
He wasn't close enough. He's got to get on the rear wing by Forest Elbow so he can set it up for the chase. And if he can't get it done at the chase, he's going to have to park right behind him into Hell Corner and try and do it at the last turn. There we see. Good exit, but a bad wiggle for Boardman. That might hurt him. Oh, a little scrape of the wall as well. That's going to drop him back a little bit. There goes the opportunity, although Kokoschki, I think, scraped the wall as well up at Silman Park. Up at Reed Park.
He's made a break, though.
He's got to break away.
Yeah.
He just has to keep it together now across the next half of this lap, and he'll be a race winner in season 28. To Stephen Kokoschki. Boardman has given him all he can. A late brace mistake, though, at turn 4 may have cost him the chance at a race win. As they come through the dipper up towards Forest Elbow. Just has to get a good exit out of here. Boardman's not close enough. He gets the exit he needs. And now pushes on down Conrod Straight. Once again towards the chase for the final time. Boardman is not close enough. to put a challenge to him on track. He needs a mistake from Kokoschki if he wants the race win. I don't think he's going to get it though, because Stephen Kokoschki has been cool, calm, collected. Strategic masterclass for these two drivers to get to the top 2 positions. And for season 28, Stephen Kokoschki is going to rid the demons. He's going to start as best he can as a race winner at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, well done, Kokoschki. Great pressure from Boardman. I think he just missed his opportunity. You know, he just got the car a little bit loose there and lost that momentum he had. But I think he did really well that he got there. And Pete Baxter has just got past Callahan. So
Pete Baxter into the top 10. What
top
a
10.
drive for Baxter.
Plus
and
20.
Look at those cars in behind him as well.
Callahan must have run out of fuel, has he, or something? He's still dropping.
I think he has.
Yeah, okay. Right, that's a shame. But even Rick Vigo into the top 10 as well with an 18 position gain. So that's unfortunate, because I was actually going to put Daryl in for the drive of the day, but unfortunately, just that last couple of laps, he's just fallen off the horse.
Well, Stephen Kokoschki gets a fantastic race win here tonight as every car starts to come up the hill. Do we need to figure out 3, or do we need to figure out 4 tonight, Brett? Or because I've got 3 names that I think are good enough for driver of the day.
I think. I think one of them is going to be Pete Baxter.
I agree. Actually,
Is it?
no. Yes, it is. I know what my 4th name's going to be, actually,
Yeah.
for the recovery drive to get into the top 10. James Boardman, Tim Mulford, Chad Viger, Peter Baxter are the 4 names I think should go up here tonight. My cat's decided to be very rude and knock on my door, so I'm going to let him in, and then we're going to get into Brett's favourite segment of the whole broadcast.
Yeah. We know what that is. Well, that was a great race. Hope you've all been entertained. Oh, geez, if I could say that'd be great. I hope you've all been entertained tonight with the race. It's been how good has that race been? Nice and close. Got some plenty of great battles. I think if this is going to be how the season starts, and hopefully it continues, it's going to be a really good one to look forward to.
Well,
race
this
highlights.
was the post-race highlights for our round 1 of the season, and it got us underway of green flag running on the main straight with Craig Friend, Chad Viger starting on the front row for us here tonight. It was a hot start for them onto the main straight. We didn't really get a moment until we saw Todd Duggan park up on the side of the road down here at turn 1. So he had wheel issues, it seems. So race start, realises that he's got issues there, the thing's not turning properly. He's pulled it right over and he's got the thing restarted. Matt Monday actually didn't start the race properly either. He had a missed start, so that's an issue for Matt Monday. So a couple of moments for those guys.
Car?
I'd say it was a stalled car. We kept it pretty neat and tidy. There was a few pit stops early on. This was one of the key ones though. James Boardman out of that front pack. This is what took him into, for a moment, the corrected race lead and eventually the corrected P2. So this is a pretty significant stop for him and the lap earlier for Stephen Kokoschki as well. We ran through the pit stop period for a lot of the first stops. Then saw a moment come for Roy Clark down at the bottom of the chase. See a little bit of damage on the front of that car already. Didn't pull up, off the road it went. And then out of strife. Peter Kelleher a lap later having an issue down at turn 2. Caught out Nathan Favero, who unfortunately will get a better look at this actually in a better angle of it for you. I mean, he had no hope of holding his brakes. Obviously, that car was already very poorly, and then for Favero, Finn didn't want to turn, didn't want to drive, and into the wall he went. That would bring out the very first safety car of the season, as he would exit pit lane and get us underway for a very significant pit stop in this race, one that changed the game for half the field, one that handed the race lead to others as well, and really lit it up for them in terms of a strategy game and a game to be played afterwards as well. went through obviously the pit stop cycles after that. And finally, we then had a moment for Chad Vigas. This is actually the one that we missed up at turn 4. So he was battling away with Wade Reynolds of JWM. This was into turn 4. Got loose.
Oh, right. Oh, geez, he nearly got that thing straight again.
Nearly did.
That's unfortunate.
Then we had an issue going for Mr. Joe Mahoney in towards the chase.
Yeah. Let all the smoke out.
Oh, you better find Joe's name now. Where is he? There he is, right there.
Just
He came through the chase, went down the gears, and pop. There it goes.
Yeah.
Blown engine for Joe Mahoney, unfortunately.
Smoke out.
Then there was this moment here with Jamie Peters and Roy Clark. We missed this one on the road. This is what happened out at turn 1. So Clark into the back of Peters, sends him off the road into the escape road to exit the Bathurst circuit. And of course, Clark ended up off the road a little bit further around. This was Darren Goosey's wide run at Forest Elbow down here as well. You see him there, clipped the wall, went into the other wall as well. If that wall wasn't there, it literally would have been a Dick Johnson into the trees.
It would have been a Dick Johnson, yeah.
Wade Reynolds as well, making a mistake coming into pit lane, locking it up and traversing across the grass. Very easy to get pit lane penalty off the back of that as well. And then this was Roy Clark's moment that brought out the safety car for the second time in this race. Over the top of Skyline. Got it loose. Wild ride. Straight into the wall. When you look up in the dictionary, a crash at Skyline, that is what comes up for your money. That would bring out the second safety car of the race.
Because he looped it here again, so the thing's not obviously steering all that well at all.
Yep, that's right. And then there was this moment here under safety car that we missed as well. This was a little bit of a dog pile in towards turn 2, so try and see this as best we can. So drivers came around not realising that the train was actually right there, and they all kind of pulled up.
Oh, damn you, tree.
Luckily, they didn't get caught out in it too bad. We then get to the safety car restart. It would come into pit lane. Kikoski would get control of the lead, and then pretty much it'll be smooth sailing to the end with a little bit of fight from Boardman in behind him. Take home the race win. In between that moment, though, there was this one here with Craig Miller and Michael Quain up at turn 5. Side by side together, Miller not realising that he's right there, and into the wall they went, unfortunately for those two. That's the end of the post-race highlights package. We've had votes in the chat, 3 votes in fact in the chat for driver of the day. We'll call it there though, because the viewers have until the end of the highlights package. And the driver of the day award is going to go the way here this evening of Infinity Motorsports' James Boardman. After a great drive to get to P2.
Yeah, good run.
He'll get himself driver of the day here this evening. So congratulations to James on that drive and on that performance as well. It's a massive run for him out there. So congratulations to Mr. Boardman in that performance here this evening as well. Our podium finishers are not in the green room. I know Stephen Kokoski was watching, but he's not in there to come and have a chat to us. Maybe very rude of him, maybe not. Who knows? But we'll have I joke, of course. We'll have a good look, though, at our race results here tonight. Stephen Kokoski takes home the race win, led 10 laps, got himself to most laps led here tonight, so that's another bonus point. Head to James Boardman and Tim Mulford on the podium. Dave Arney up 24 positions, the hard charger here tonight. Matt Monday, fastest lap of the race, 207.223. So Kokoski must have had an X on that 207.005, as that did not count for fastest lap of the race to this timing. Pole position, of course, went to Craig Friend. Rest of the order was Scott Weston in P4 to Mick Clifton, Scott McKenzie in behind as well. To Chad Viger, Stuart Hall, Pete Baxter, Rick Viger, the top 10, Paul Burns, Scott McCune, Ben Brook, Darryl Callahan. Brett Taylor won the first outing for the Battle of the Bretts, and the winner of the first Scott Showdown was Scott Weston, who finished P4 here tonight as well. Brett Fisher in P16 ahead of Dave Arney, Andrew Lister, Matt Monday, Abel Verben for the top 20 cars on the grid order. Behind them, Jeremy Bush, Yusuf Corfidas, Tony Chapman ahead of Matt Day, Wade Reynolds, top 25, Travis Brand, Derek Lovegrove, Mario Reale, Craig Friend, Joe Mahoney, the top 30 ahead of Jamie Peters, Craig Miller, Andrew Galley, Ernie Toth, Peter Kelleher, the top 35 ahead of Adrian Zeal, Nathan Favero, Lorne Mackay, Michael Quain, Roy Clark, the top 40 to Darren Goosey, Simon Heddersheet and Todd Duggan, unfortunately 20 laps down out there as well. We have got our race winner waiting in the room to have a quick chat to us. We will drag him in here this evening to have a chat to him. Of course, Stephen Kokoschke draws first blood for season 28. Stephen, welcome in. Congratulations. A great effort here tonight. Finds you in race win position for the first time this season. We mentioned on the broadcast, most wins last season with 3, but some very tough runs. How did that affect the mentality last season, and how have you gone about getting yourself ready and prepared for season 28? And does that now feel worth it after making those efforts, getting the race win in round 1?
It does, and I took a leaf out of Brett's book, and I got Brenton to put a little note above my window banner telling me to breathe.
It's a good plan.
Very good.
It's a good plan. You got to remember to breathe.
So, yep, just whenever I think I'm going to do something silly, just look up
Take
and
a
go
second.
breathe. Take 5 and breathe.
That's it.
Well, mate, and that's, I'll tell you now, like you could, if you watch back last season, you could see when you didn't breathe and you lost your shit.
Yes, yep. Correct.
So I think, like if you can just keep moving forward with that, I think you'll go all right. You got the pace, and obviously tonight's proven that for you.
Well, Stephen, obviously a hot start to your season with this race win, first of all. Obviously, this is one of the more competitive splits in all the vets. It's been a little while since we've had multiple time winners in a row. Do you think you might be able to make it 2 in a row next week at Mexico, or is it going to be a challenge for you to get prepared for?
Prepared for? No, but I don't really like Mexico too much. I have a tendency of cutting too tight on the tyre barriers and destroying either the left or the right front tyre. So if I can stay away from tyre barriers, I might have a good race.
I hope we don't have to clip this. I hope we don't have to clip this and play this next week if that happens. I really hope we don't.
If I touch the tyre barrier, there may be a left front hanging out of it.
Well, Stephen, a phenomenal drive for you. It's great to see you back in race winning form and to your best. You are, we mentioned it early on, you're one of our favourites for the championship for a reason, because when you're on, you are one of the best in the field. We hope that those demons have now been shunned away forever going forward, and you can put together for yourself as perfect as possible season. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I just like saying the name Kokoschke.
It's a great name to say, honestly. It rolls off the tongue nicely.
And it's a power name.
There's only a couple of broadcasters that have actually got it right, and you two are 2 of them. So
thank you.
Oh, good.
Well done.
Thank you. But yeah, Stephen, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I'd like to thank you for my teammate for his little mistake that he decided to make. He was quite silly with that mistake, but yeah. Other than that, you guys for the broadcast, and to the organisers for putting on vets. It was lovely, and congrats to James for giving me a good run to the end there. That was very fun.
Hopefully, if James and yourself, or even Halil and yourself, battle it out throughout this season, and if for some reason, I don't know how this would happen, Shane manages to keep up with Jordan in split 1, or Ray keeps up with Jordan, hopefully it's a friendly rivalry between the teams going forward. But a great race for yourself. Congratulations on the race win. Best of luck at Mexico next week for round 2. We'll see what happens when we head out to south of the border.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the broadcast tonight.
Thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
Have a good night.
You too.
See, mate.
Well, Brett, change of mindset, exactly what we talk about every single season. Yeah. Exactly what we talk about, and taking the cards and playing them. And it's not fixing the deck so it's in your favour. It's fixing the deck so you know what you're playing. And that's exactly what Stephen Kokoschke's done in between seasons. And he's setting himself up well for this season to be a strong one.
And we seen it from Tannic last season. We talked about that a lot during that season. How Tannic's racing had just elevated, and it was definitely a mood change and a definite change. Are we about to see the same from Kokoschke? Time will tell if he can manage to keep the consistency. And he just needs to, even if he has a bad round, he needs to just make sure he puts the car where he can, up as high as he can for that round.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what he needs to do. And, it's going to be a fun season ahead. And you can find us next week, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Saturday evening, for round 2 of season 28 of the SIMRIGS V8 Veterans Split 2 action as we head out to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. We hope you can join us then. We appreciate everybody's time being here with us once more, and appreciate Brett once again as well. Appreciate you guys as well understanding the schedule change multiple times this weekend. Once because Brett wasn't available yesterday, and the other time Brett claimed that his was late last minute. He told me last week. I gave him the real last minute, which was today, when I told him I needed to change it. But appreciate everyone once again. Massive shout out to all the series sponsors, of course, SIMRIGS for coming on board as the new title sponsor for this season, Logitech G as well, Panorama Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Project Phase Streetwear, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars for the Driver of the Day award, which went the way of James Bourbon here this evening. Next week, it could go to you. Before we're out tonight, we've got to we're going to bring to you, of course, the hype up song for you as well. It wasn't posted in Discord just yet, but it will be. It will be posted post-broadcast by Brett. Don't worry about that. But after that, we'll then be getting out of here. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
New chapter. New pressure. Season 28 begins. SIMRIGS on the grid. Dial in. Lock in. Breathe. The lights are warming up, the rigs are humming low. New faces in the split, and they're ready for the show. Old rivals in the shadows, waiting for the spark. Every season writes a story, but this one's turning dark. Precision in the pedals, heartbeat in the frame. Every driver on the roster wants to carve out the name. The tension in the cockpit, the calm before the bite. Season 28 is loading, engineered for the fight. Feel the pressure rising, feel the grit ignite. Every second tighter, every instinct right. Dial the focus in now, hold the line tonight. This is where the brave ones step into the light. We're locked in, lights up, engines screaming. Season 28, no room for dreaming. SIMRIGS power, precision in motion, rising like a storm from the edge of the ocean. New blood, new fire, new names to write. Hey, this is where the steel meets the will to fight. Hold tight, the season's gonna hit like thunder. 28's here, tear the whole track under. Split two's got the hunger, the rookies want the crown. Veterans in the mirrors trying not to back down. Every lap of battle, every corner tight. Every mistake a weapon in the middle of the night. The grid is getting louder, the pressure's getting real. You can hear the future screaming underneath the wheel. This isn't just a season, it's a proving ground. A grid where legends rise or crumble in the heat of every split. Feel the pressure rising, feel the grid ignite. Every second tighter, every instinct right. Dial the focus in now, hold the line tonight. This is where the brave ones step into the light. We're locked in, lights up, engines screaming. Season 28, no room for dreaming. SIMRIGS power, precision in motion, rising like a storm from the edge of the ocean. New blood, new fire, new names to write. This is where the steel meets the will to fight. Hold tight, the season's gonna hit like thunder. 28's here, tear the whole track under. This is the moment. The breath before the lights. The calm before the chaos. Season 28. Engineered for the brave. This is the season. No one's faking.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Hey guys, sorry about the lack of videos lately, but I've been really busy down in Melbourne with SIMRIGS. I've actually built our first rig in Melbourne. It's featuring our new ASR chassis. So basically it's an ASR Pro with a cubic QS210 motion system with a cubic BT1 belt tensioner. I've coupled it with a awesome set of LG ultra wides. What you've seen before, these are the new brackets that I've made for the cubic system to suit the ASR, and you notice it's really low to the ground. We got it really low to sort of match a real car, you know, like a lot of motion systems sit quite high, and that's really annoying that you need steps to actually get in it. So now I've lowered it down, it's actually really low to the ground. And the awesome thing with cubic is when it sits, it actually sits down like a real lowrider, and it only raises when it comes back and starts moving. Also on this rig, we've got the fantastic SimCube active pedals. Not going to get a better pedal on the market. Couple that with the SimCube Coral. We've given it the whole Porsche livery and the Grid Racing by SimLabs Porsche wheel. So that just ties it all in together. So it's an awesome build. I really love these monitors because of the semicircle. You just look at, you're fully encapsulated. And being ultra wide, yes, they are a little bit narrow, but with the 45 inches, it is taller. It is, I think, about maybe 2 inches higher compared to a 32 monitor. The color that you get out of them is fantastic. Really nice and deep, good blacks, as any OLED should be. That's it, guys. We've got heaps more builds that we're doing at the moment. Our ASR containers arrived, so you'll be seeing them on our website as well. So, till next time.